All right, so we're going.
Uh,
So what is your name or what do you want to be called on here?
Darnell.
Darnell. Cool.
Yeah.
And what's your story, dude? What do you like to do? What are your
I
interests?
don't I don't do much. I play video games.
You
That's
do
about it.
what games do you play?
Anything really?
Like first person shooter, RTSs, turn based
Like
strategy,
shooting games. Yeah. Just
call
nothing major in general.
some Call of Duty.
Yeah, here and there.
Dude, I love Call of Duty, man.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's a lot of fun. Very hard
Big,
though.
big ass download.
It's aggravating. It's an aggravating game because like,
Yeah.
right?
Wait, can I use foul language or
Yeah,
no?
totally. Yeah, it's fine. Just be
Okay.
yourself.
All right. Yeah,
S-
but just school and video games.
Oh, cool. So, what are you like in high school?
Yeah, I'm graduating this year.
Awesome. What is that going to look like with COVID?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't really care. I just want to get it done with.
Have you
Yeah.
thought of the next step or
Nah. Just probably get a job. I don't really want to go to college. I don't think it's for me. I have no purpose of going because I don't know what I want to do yet, anyways.
Mhm.
So it's like, whatever.
What do you do at school? Like, do you have like are there any clubs there that you would be interested in if you're not in them already?
Nah, no, no. I like, not really clubs. I don't know. It's just because, I don't know. I'm not really, like, people annoy me,
that
to be
is
honest.
that is true,
And,
right?
like, people do too much a lot. It's not like really people annoy me. They just do too much. So I just like stay out of it, sort of. Like I'm not antisocial. I just don't associate with people a lot. Sort of why I like video games. I think I don't know,
Yeah, it's like you get to kind
but
of
I
have
am a
your own
people
world.
person. Yeah, I like people though, just not certain people because I don't know. Like if I could pick the people I surround myself with, I would. But
Yeah, yeah, it's true. People can be exhausting, right?
yeah,
It's like the people who are kind of the ones that energize me at least are the ones who are honest and you can actually like just sit with and
yeah,
talk to.
yeah. I don't know. Like I'm like I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you, but yeah, I don't do. Here, let's continue. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, that's okay. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm interested in continuing this line of
yeah.
thought. Like,
I don't
um,
know. Like, if I could create a group, and I would, I don't really want to go into a group and like that. Like, I want to like not make the rules, but like have freedom. I don't know, cause like,
interesting.
and
Yeah,
like I couldn't be in any groups right now because I'm doing school online.
with like the group creation kind of thing, right? Is it like
Yeah.
what are the things that happen socially that turn you off to people?
Well, I guess in just high school, the kids are like young and like attention seeking and do stuff for attention. So like I just don't want any part of that because I could care less about what they want and like something they need I could care about, but they don't need anything. So I don't know like how to explain it. High school
Do
is just weird.
mm, yeah, you like have to hang out with the people that you like live in a place and you have to like go to school with the other random people from that place, you know?
Yeah, well, like it's not even that. It's just like you can watch people change just because there's like fads or whatever you call it. I think like the wave more like people just follow a wave. I don't know. I'm just like people. You can just watch people change for the likes of other people. That's
Mm,
crazy.
mm.
But yeah,
I think that's yeah. I mean, when you only have so much life experience, you've never been on your own,
Yeah,
you've never tested out your own values. Like
exactly.
you know, do you feel like you have done that in your life?
No, I wouldn't like. I would say I've learned a lot from being dumb, and like found out that like don't associate yourself with people that do bad things and stuff like that. Just control what you do.
Hmm. Are you saying like by being dumb, do you mean like having like done
Ex-
done things that
yeah, like experience was dumb stuff, and then I learned from it.
could you kind of talk a little more about that? Like what are some things that you I guess you already did. You said like, don't hang out with people who
Yeah,
are kind of like
well,
toxic, right?
yeah, not really toxic. Just like I like the people that I was hanging out with. It's just wait, hold up, there's something down the floor. But
You're good.
um, like I wouldn't say they're toxic. I would just it wasn't gonna end up good. Like just doing dumb stuff. Like
Do you have any
just being
stories? Any funny stories or any just stories in general?
uh let me think.
What state are you in, by the way? I'm trying to figure it out.
Florida. Florida.
Florida? Me too.
Yeah. What part?
I'm in Sarasota.
Oh, I'm in Gainesville. I go down to Sarasota every now and then
Oh,
for a
dude, yeah,
BMX
yeah.
because they have a big bike track there. I don't know if you've seen it or anything.
Hmm.
But yeah, any stories? I don't know. Like, nah, not really. Just like, let me think. Just dumb stuff. I don't even really want to say it
Okay, that's
because,
fair. Yeah, that's
yeah,
fair.
like I would, but I don't know.
I totally get you. Yeah, if you don't
Yeah,
feel comfortable, there's absolutely no reason to.
because it could negatively affect me if solved by the right person. I think.
Yeah, totally.
Just
Yeah, there's no need to. Yeah, no need to. Yeah.
yeah.
So like, what about what about all the stuff that's like going on in the country right now and in the states and stuff? Like, what do you think about all this stuff?
It's all dumb. Like I don't know why. Like it's like I don't know. Like it's all negative. Either side, it's negative. Like because there's no positive from gain from either of them.
Could you
Like
kind of talk? Yeah, could you kind of talk a little bit about how you see
I
like
see
your
it as
choices?
like
Like, what are your choices? And yeah,
my well, like I can't even vote yet, so I don't really care about it. That's one opinion, but then I have to because I'm about to be able to vote. But like I don't know if I just wish people could get along, sort of, and without less violence or anything. Or like
yeah,
I don't know. There's nothing I like. I feel like I'm not powerless. It's just there's not much I can do.
yeah. You don't
Um.
feel super hopeful. Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
like
A lot of people feel that same way.
yeah, and that's what I think is wrong with America. Sort of the people that could do something don't. Like it's just nobody's united. Is the biggest like we're the United States. Nobody's together or anything. It's like always sides. It sucks. I
Like,
don't know.
are there people that like you look at and you think, oh, they could do something? Like, who are those people you think that can do something?
I think the president could do more, but I'm not in his position to know what I could be able to do. It's not even the president. It's like the lower branches. Well, not lower, but the ones that make the laws and stuff. They could change stuff because the president just signs them and shit to pass them. But I don't know too much about it. Like I don't know what I would do differently because it's not as easy as it sounds. Like
Yeah. Do you
like
talk
he
about that
had
stuff in school at all?
nah. Well, not really this year because the online stuff. Yeah, like there's not much. You can't really talk without definitely being caught talking. The teacher could just see you talk. But nah, not really. I don't know. Talking about politics and stuff always stirs up stuff. So I stay out of it because nobody can respect an opinion. That's how I feel.
That's what we should be learning in school is learning how to talk about our opinions in a way that doesn't get everyone mad at each other, you know?
Yeah, like my whole generation is snowflakes, is what they call it. Like everybody's easily offended, and the biggest problem with my generation is everybody thinks they're entitled. I think, which they just I don't think everybody's entitled, but I don't know. And like now you can win an argument by yelling instead of being right. It's just crazy how everything works now. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's tiring, is what it is.
yeah, it's dumb too. Like bunch of dumb people. Not even dumb, just uneducated, I would say.
If you could change things, if you had like a magic wand, you were like Darnell the wizard, you could just
Yeah.
like, what would you change?
Hate, I would like make hate into like happiness. Not even happiness, just getting a longness. I don't know if that's what you would say. Then I'd like, I don't know, just make like hate disappear. Because without hate, everything I feel like would be okay. Or just, I don't like, I can be hateful, but like without it, I'd like, without anybody hating, it'd just be a whole lot easier. Because like I don't know, just take hate away. That would be the biggest thing. Because without hate, I don't think there would be a single problem.
Hmm.
Hate and judgment, which are sort of the same thing, I would take those away.
That's very wise, dude.
But I can
So,
be hateful and judgmental, so it's sort of like hypocrite
well, we're,
to say.
I mean, we're human beings,
Yeah,
like we can understand the right direction forward and falter every once in a while.
yeah,
It's important not to be too hard on yourself with that.
yeah. I don't know.
You ever talk to
Just
your parents? Oh, I'm sorry.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Were you gonna? Do you ever talk to your parents about this stuff?
Well, we talk like about just parent and kid stuff. Like we just talk. Like, yeah, we do talk about it, but like not like what would I do if I had a one. Like, but we do talk about like who we support, and I just don't support any like politics. That's sort of like a big thing right now that we talk about. That's sort of controversial. So it's pretty funny when they talk about it because it ends up funny. Not
So
really funny. It's
could
just
you just like, yeah, actually, could you kind of like tell us a little bit about that?
like sort of like my parents don't have the same opinion exactly, so it always ends up having a good night. Not literally, just
Yeah, I know what you mean.
from my position, it's funny because I don't care about politics like I should. But if I was to vote, I wouldn't vote for a president. I would vote for like the lower branches because they
What?
do more.
Mm.
Like they have more control, or like I mean, even like the electoral college, they have more control over a lot. I don't know. Just I have to learn more about it. Like
Yeah, I think like I agree with you in a way. Like I think
yeah,
that you know like people say like, oh, the president has so much power to like
it
pass things,
doesn't.
but I mean he I feel like the president has power as a cultural figurehead.
Yeah,
Like the things that he says, he's a role model whether people like it
yeah,
or not. Like we elected him, we elect the presidents, and they literally get millions, tens of millions of votes
yeah,
of approval pretty much. I mean,
yeah.
and they are figureheads for who represent us, and I think in that way they're very powerful. But in terms of like the mechanisms of the system, it's more of a check than it is like a
Yeah,
proactive force towards whatever.
I agree. I don't know. You just like pay attention more, like because most people don't even like know what they're supporting.
Mm,
Like I don't know. That's why I don't support nothing. I don't know enough about any of it.
mm. So, what do you think is your next step to learning more? Like for you, where does the next step lie?
I don't even like to be honest. I don't know. Like I would say looking stuff up, but then it could be biased and all sorts of stuff. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. That's my answer.
That's fair. I think this is all stuff that we should be learning in school. Like,
Yeah, instead of like algebra, well, like algebra, but not like statistics, all sorts of stuff that you won't use in life.
there should just be like 2 hours of life skills class every day.
Yeah. I
Like
don't know. It's crazy
cooking.
because
Yeah.
like they took that out because it was sexist. I think like home ec and wood shop because the boys would do wood shop and the girls would do home ec and stuff. So they took that out. I read something about that last year in one of my classes.
Oh, what do you think
But I
about
think
that?
those were like I think they should have kept it in because people are graduating from high school and not knowing how to use their hands for anything or how to do anything necessarily except for maybe some algebra or write a sentence correctly, which I don't know. It's funny to me that we have to pass all these tests and stuff, but once we do, it's no gain necessarily unless you want to go into college and know what you want to do. Like, but college isn't for everybody. I don't know. Did you ever go to college?
I did. Yeah, I went to college, and you know, my family was having like financial issues, and
Yeah,
I applied to a school that had like a good endowment, and
yeah,
those schools that have good endowments, they give really good financial aid.
that's
Um,
nice.
so I got lucky, you know. Yeah, think school has been important for me, but I
That's
think
cool.
for people who don't know what they want to do,
Yeah,
and for people who like are interested in kind of work with their hands, you know, like vocational stuff, like
or like a trade job.
right,
I think that's what it's called.
exactly, yeah, like carpentry,
Yeah.
like cooking, you know, like electronic stuff, you know.
Hmm.
Um, you know, interesting, dude. You have a really cool perspective, and you're very laid back and
Yeah.
chill, and that's cool. You know.
I don't know. I just feel like if you like work yourself up over about it, you'll have more of a negative impact instead of just not necessarily not caring, just not really having to worry about it. Like, don't put yourself in the position, I would say,
Mm,
to
mm,
force yourself or anything. Just do what you need to. More like, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I came up with a bunch of different questions here,
All right,
um,
go for it.
and there are a lot of them, but I ask usually about three. So pick three numbers between 1 and 45.
104. All right, so 45, 1, and 22.
That's awesome. There's only one other person that has done something like that, and I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. The
Yeah,
last,
they
the
should.
first, and right in the middle.
Yeah, because they shouldn't be the same thoughts if you like just wrote them popping up in your head. They should all be different types of questions.
Yeah. Interesting. Dude, I like your that logic.
All right,
Okay,
hit me.
45. Let's do it. All right. Tell me about the first time you told someone you loved them.
I was like I don't think I actually meant it, but I was in like sixth grade, and it was just like the first thing, like first girl to ever talk to me. Not talk to me. That sounds like I was alone or something. But like first girl to tell me she liked me, so it wasn't real love. It was just saying it. I don't know. Nothing crazy, but it didn't last. It was like sixth grade. So
Those good old sixth grade
yeah.
relationships. Oh yeah.
But now, like now, I have a girlfriend. I feel like we definitely mean it. We've been together for almost like a year and a half now. I think.
Wow, dude, that's a long time for high school too. That means a
Yeah.
lot in high school for sure.
Yeah.
And so, how do you feel like your relationship or your emotional intelligence has changed from sixth grade to now? Like, how do you feel like you've grown?
Well, just watching people, like learning from others' mistakes. I would say not exactly mistakes. Just don't make yourself vulnerable in a way, because that'll mess you up. I don't know exactly, but
Hmm.
that's sort of how I feel.
By that, do you mean like what do you mean by vulnerable?
Like so say if you're like just looking for attention and stuff and love, you could end up being hurt and like I don't know, just affect you negatively when you want a positive outcome. So I just didn't look for either, just let it come eventually. Just
Very cool.
waited. But
Do you have any do you have any advice of the things that you've learned from your relationship? Do you have any advice on do you have any relationship advice?
if the good outweighs the bad, stick with it. I read that in a book and I would live by it sort of now.
Hmm, cool.
But
Great.
yeah.
Well, number one is actually a very similar question,
Yeah.
which is funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
define what love is.
I would say just being happy. Like loving life. You just I don't even put love like you don't have to love somebody to love stuff. Like it's not just with another person. You could love yourself. You could love living. And I don't know. That's a good question. I don't really know how to answer, but just happiness is how I would put it.
Yeah. For you, what is a defining way of how to live a happy life?
I don't even know. I don't even know
That's a
that.
big question. It's a huge
Yeah.
question, you know. And
So
I just laid it
basically,
on you, but it's worth
wait here.
asking.
Say it again. I sort of forgot
Yeah,
already.
yeah, yeah. So, so for you, how for you, what is a guideline of how
To
to
live
live a
happily.
happy life? Yeah,
Uh,
some guidelines.
don't care about what others say. Live for yourself until you feel like you don't need to live for yourself. Well, then, like, I don't know, just do what you want, not what others want you to do.
It's pretty wise, man. Pretty freaking wise, my dude.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But have respect. You gotta have respect, but don't care too hard.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. I don't even know. I'll tell you when I figure it out.
Yeah, shoot me an email. All right, and number 22. Wow. You're getting some deep ones, man. There's some on
Yeah.
here that are not deep, but you're getting the deep ones. That's your destiny.
Yeah.
Um, what is your purpose?
That's the best question yet. I don't know. I don't have a. That's a good question. And I need to ask myself that more because I have no idea. I don't know. I know my purpose isn't to work some regular 9 to 5 or anything like that. Like I have a bigger purpose, so I just got to figure it out. Like I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, let's add more questions because I that one's sort of blank. Can we do more if you want?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
But
totally. Yeah,
here,
pick as many numbers as you want. We can.
here, I'll type them. All right, so that was 22, right? One,
Mhm,
22, and 45.
mhm.
So I did 2, 23, and 44.
Okay,
Hopefully, they got some different
different
questions.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, number two. Define What hatred is.
Jealousy. I feel like because nobody hates any like. There's got to be some reason somebody hates. Like I don't get hate honestly, because like I'm trying to think. There's this one dude. He's like talked to the. I watched him on Joe Rogan. He's like he said, how do you hate me if you don't even know me? And that's like just hearing that and like believing that you don't really care what other people say because they don't know you. They don't know why they would hate you. Like by looks, people could hate you, but they're just like. I feel like hate is being insecure about yourself,
Mm,
dragging others down to bring yourself up.
mm, mm. That's great, dude. I'm writing this stuff down. I'm glad I'm recording this.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
don't know. I just
Jealousy
educate
and
myself.
yeah, jealousy and insecurity.
Cause
Insecurities where you pull others down to bring yourself up.
yeah,
And people can, I mean, you can be insecure. All human beings are insecure.
yeah, it's just like why
You
take
don't
it out?
exactly. Yeah. It's this
Like
feeling of
deal with it.
power. Yeah.
Yeah. And like people with wealth think they're better than people without wealth when you don't know what cards they were dealt with and stuff like that. So I look at everybody the same. I don't really like sometimes I could be pretty not nice, but that's just on the like I don't know. I hope I never negatively affect somebody like to the point where they don't like themselves.
Hmm.
But
Well,
yeah.
I can tell you, I mean, just knowing you for this short amount of time, I doubt you ever do, you know.
Yeah. Well no, like I could be a separate person from what you see right now. Like that's with anybody, but like I
Well,
can be
yeah,
asshole.
you know, like we all, in different circumstances, different situations, we act differently, right? Like the way that you're talking to me is a different way that you'll talk to your
Yeah.
grandma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's also something about talking to a complete stranger
Hmm.
that kind of, I don't know, makes you, I mean, it depends on the stranger, of course, you know.
Yeah.
Like if someone's like, "Oh, you're a fag," it's like, "Thanks, buddy." You
Yeah.
know.
It's like completely unnecessary. Hopefully they feel better. I guess. I don't know.
I always, whenever that happens, I just say, "Dude, why are you saying that? That hurts my feelings." Like you
Yeah.
understand that, like you're just adding more hatred to this world when you say that, right?
Yeah. And
And
that's like
and they're
go
like,
ahead.
"What?" No, they're like, "What?" And I'm like,
Yeah. Like that's just like sort of like being vulnerable. I wouldn't say calling it being vulnerable, just like don't allow stupid stuff to affect you. Just
I like to try to call out, like whenever someone is being hateful,
yeah.
and I don't feel like physically threatened, I call it out because
Yeah.
like that's the stuff that's fueling fire to this crazy society. You know, it's person by person.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh,
and if we can't confront it person to person, then how the heck are we going to change anything bigger than that?
exactly. And like nowadays you can't even have a conversation without somebody getting their feelings hurt. It's just a big old circle, honestly. It always leads back to the same thing.
Okay, 23. What are you looking forward to next?
After Corona, I want to see what that's like, but traveling. I want to travel once I graduate. Just stuff like that.
Where do you want to travel?
I don't know. I don't, like I've been to a lot of places in America, like on the East Coast at least, because I raced BMX and we would travel for it. But I want to go out of the country, like to across the sea to like the whole other side of the world. Because like yeah,
Check out Europe, or is it Europe you're thinking about, or is it like China,
just
Southeast
anywhere
Asia?
over there. Like like Russia would seem cool because they seem like I don't know if it'd be safe though because I don't think it's that bad. but like I would want to go there, maybe like Germany, to see like what the Nazi stuff that like is still there, like Auschwitz. That stuff would be interesting. I think
Hmm.
just like where history was a part of.
Ugh, I'm getting chills just thinking about that.
Yeah, it's crazy, but like I don't know. It's pretty shitty to say, but like, what do you think would the world would be like without that happening? Honestly, like I don't know. Do you believe in God?
Oh, big question. I do.
All right,
I
so I do too, but why would God let that happen? Like God let it happen. That's how I feel about it. But I believe in Him too. I still pray and stuff. It's just that's how I feel. Like it's for a reason. I feel like, but I don't know what reason it could possibly be.
Hmm.
It's pretty. I don't know.
Hmm.
Or it could be like the devil controlling. I don't know. It's a
Yeah,
makes you question sometimes.
my thought is like pretty. It's pretty unconventional. I would say I believe in. I believe that we're all born with the light of God in us, and what that light is like this this creativity in us. Like it's deep down, and it's
Yeah.
these interests that we have. Like what's the difference between what a computer, an AI can do, and what a human can do? And it's creativity. It's these things that don't really make any logical sense, but they just happen in us, and it's magic. Like to me, that's God. And
Yeah.
I'm not a Christian technically.
Yeah.
I'm a Unitarian. Actually, I think you'd be actually really interested in this church. It's a
Yeah.
non-Christian church, Unitarian Universalism. Universalism.
Will you like summarize that up?
Yeah, it's a religion that believes that uh, there's like that we're all interconnected. All living
Yeah.
things are intertwined. And we are all sacred, and relationships are sacred, and that there are meaningful teachings in all religions, and that they're all just different puzzle pieces to the larger puzzle of understanding the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Like on the day before Martin Luther King Day, like we sat down and we just like they just played the Martin Luther King Jr. speech, "I Have a Dream" speech. That was like church. Like we just sat there and listened to him. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna look more into it. Like I've looked into it. Like just I don't like like everybody believes in a religion because they do. I that sounded dumb, but like there's sort of like a culture. It's not just like they believe in that. It's not wrong. It's just not part of your culture. That's how I feel. So it's
Mm.
like
Mm-hmm.
cultural. I don't think religion is like should be called religion. It's just like a cultural thing.
No,
Because like I don't know how to explain it more.
I think that's a pretty. Yeah, I mean, I agree with it.
Yeah.
It's like a. I think religion is a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Like
Hmm.
it's like when people say, "Are you religious?" I like a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm spiritual but not religious." And for me, there's a difference. When people say that they're spiritual, to me, it connotes an idea. It has a connotation of a singular journey where it's very individual. Religion has a connotation for me about community,
Hmm.
about rituals, and
I
about
agree.
the idea of the sacred. Like there's a richness to religion that isn't quite there with spirituality for me at least. That's my interpretation.
I agree. Yeah, that's a pretty good way of looking at it.
You know. Um,
Yeah, because spiritual, you can be spiritual with nobody around you. But like you said, religion's more of a community. Yeah, I agree with that completely. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, I mean it's a we're all part of this journey, you know. That's part of the awesome part of it is
Hmm.
like comparing notes and like here, you know, like hearing what's your experience? Why do you think that? Like, oh, and then you know that person shares their experience and it adds to your journey too because they're sharing
Yeah,
it and you're listening and learning, you know. To me that's the most exciting part of the whole thing. It's why I'm doing this, you know.
yeah,
It's really why I'm doing this, you know.
yeah. I bet you learn a lot from it too.
I've learned a ton. I think the coolest thing that I've learned on here, for me at least, is has been I talked to a black guy from Sweden. It was like
Yeah.
interview number 7. Yeah, it was Mohammed was his name, and I
Hmm.
asked him about the relationship to like black people and the police in Sweden, and he said that he has never once been worried about like being like pulled over by a cop there, like ever.
Yeah.
And like here in America, it's completely different. There's like, and there was a switch in my mind that made me think, um, it's not a race thing. It's like an anger and a fear and a power thing here in America. Like it's a cultural thing here. It's
Yeah,
not,
exactly. It's
you know.
culture. It's like because anywhere else you go, there will be hate, like racism, but that it's not necessarily racism. It could just be hate. Like I don't know, America has the worst of it, I think, because there's no race is liked necessarily by the general, like a mass of the other race. Like there's nobody gonna love each other like how it should be in other countries. Like I don't know, that's crazy. I never heard that,
Isn't that
but
crazy? Yeah, and honestly too, like a lot of people, I've talked to like maybe 7 or 8 people I think from India, and
hmm
they like hearing about like they idolize America, you know, and
I,
it's just yeah, fascinating stuff, and yeah, so I would say like if you're gonna watch any videos on here of mine, like well, watch this one of course. This one is good.
yeah,
This one's pretty darn good. The other ones the Mohammed, I think number 7, and any of the videos from people from India are really
yeah.
eye opening.
Yeah, because we take stuff for granted. Like even though America doesn't seem good, it's better than a lot of other places. Like you're safe in a way, but
Yeah,
you
and
take stuff for granted.
you were saying too, like well, what you were just saying something, and I oh you were saying something, and I completely agreed with it, and I was going to mention something, but uh, what were you
I
saying
lost it too.
right before that? Shoot.
Culture, maybe something about
Culture.
culture. Um,
Culture. Shoot. That's okay.
I don't know. It'll be funny when you watch back through it. Maybe you'll realize.
And I'll be like, oh my God, that's, yes. Why didn't I hold on to that idea?
Yeah,
Um,
it's all good though.
okay, we got our last one here. Number 44.
Then we'll keep going because I'm bored and I don't have anything to do. If that's okay
I,
with you.
I unfortunately, I mean, I feel like I could talk to you for another like hour.
Yeah,
Um,
it's all
but,
good.
but I either have to do another interview. I kind of don't want to do another interview though. This was a good one.
All right.
I have an
Well, we'll
audition.
get this out.
I'm an actor, so I need to send in an audition actually today.
Yeah, have you been in any films?
I've been in I've done like short films
Yeah.
that are just like very unknown. Um, but I have been an extra on some big movies. Perks of Being a Wallflower, I was an extra on.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was a blast. I just really do theater. I travel around the
Yeah, like
country.
plays and stuff. That's cool.
Exactly. Yeah, I love
I
it.
feel like that would be harder because you can't just go back and change, make sure it's right. It's live. It's the real deal.
Yeah, you have 400 people like staring at you. It is nerve wracking. Okay, 44, my dude. When was ah when was a time that you felt most judged?
I failed sixth grade. And I wouldn't say judged, it was just embarrassing. So I felt like people were judging me. Like I know people probably weren't, but I just felt like that. I felt looked down on. It was pretty, but nobody really judged me. Like people would laugh at me, but I'd laugh with them because, like, it wasn't me being dumb. It was just me being ignorant, which is like I feel like I did like I put myself in the position that didn't just like I didn't fail. Well, like I failed, but like I could have passed. I just was being dumb.
What's the story?
I would just like try to make people laugh and just be like an asshole to teachers. Like I know they hated me then. I don't know. The second year I got through it and passed, but that like set me back. Like I messed a lot of stuff up. Like it was just embarrassing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. That kind of gets back at what you were talking about earlier on with like doing dumb stuff.
Yeah. I learned from that a lot. That you just nobody cares once it's like you're doing it to yourself. Like you can make people laugh now, but they won't laugh with you anymore because like I don't know. It's just like I grew from it. Like, yeah.
Hmm. Well, Darnell, this has been great. You know.
Oh wait, can you change my name? Because it's not actually Darnell.
Oh,
It's
do you want
Vaughn.
Vaughn?
No,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So you want it to be Vaughn?
that's it right there.
Okay, Vaughn. And okay. So before we get going, do you have any kind of like last words or last some kind of advice or thoughts that you'd want to leave us with?
What would I say if like be open to new ideas? Don't be stubborn and enjoy life while you can. Don't take it for granted. That's the biggest thing, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I agree with that, my man. Yeah. Well, this was great. See, this puts me in such a good mood, dude. You put me in such a
Yeah,
good mood.
yeah. I enjoyed it too. This first time anything like this happened.
You know? Hmm. I'm gonna
Mm.
upload this like right now. So
Glad to be part of it.
yeah, man.
I'll definitely watch more too because you can learn from any of these. I bet just anything.
I know. It's like, and I mean, some of these are so long,
Yeah,
and I see on the analytics like people watch like maybe 20 minutes, and which is
yeah,
better than nothing.
yeah. They'll learn something from that 20 minutes.
That's my hope. That's my hope.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, if you ever want to like come, and like talk again, I'd
yeah,
love, I'd love that. I'd love it. Yeah, I've got my email, so shoot me an
yeah.
email. Okay.
I'm gonna email you now so I don't lose it. But I'm just gonna say hey or something. But I'll do that after you hang up or
Beautiful. And
skip.
and you can comment too. So like
Yeah,
I'll see that. All right,
yeah.
man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
This was
dude.
fun.
You take care, okay?
All right, you too. Be safe.
See ya.